Hey guys, so I'm back again with another gear talk, and this time I'm answering a commonly asked question, and that is, what is frequency, what is CPM, and what do I use it for as a club builder? Frequency is the measurement of how many times the golf shaft or anything happens. Frequency, right? CPM, cycles per minute. Just like RPM is revolutions per minute when it comes to typically associated with automobiles, cycles per minute can affect a lot of things within physics, but what we're looking for when it comes to golf clubs is how many times that golf shaft passes through the sensors when it's clamped into this pneumatic clamping system. Now this is really awesome because it is pneumatic. It gives me the exact same pressure every single time. I can crank it up, I can crank it lower, and I'm using very lightweight golf shafts so I don't crush anything. You never want to do that. And for me, I use this when I'm building sets of golf clubs. I don't mean driver to wedge. I'm talking wedges, irons, hybrids, woods. Driver's a bit of a different beast because of the fact that it is a single golf club designed to do one thing: go as far as possible and as straight as possible. So that's a little bit different. But when I'm building sets of golf clubs within a set itself, I use it to check consistency. So if I'm using obviously the same iron shaft for a set of irons, I want those irons to slope within a certain kind of parameter. It doesn't mean that a 6.0 is going to frequency at 6.0. There's a lot of other factors involved as far as swing weight, length of the golf club, and the flex itself. And with that, you have to also take into account before you even get to the actual CPM, and you want to make sure that your head weights are correct. You want to make sure that you weight sorted your golf shafts. So for me as a club builder, I use it strictly as a fine-tuning tool. It's not a fitting tool. When it comes to fitting, fitting is all about parameters of impact. You want to talk about ball flight, spin, angle of attack, all these different things. We're talking about the dynamics of what happens at impact. It has no bearing on what I'm going to build for you. It's what happens during the fitting and looking at what's going to work best for you as a golfer itself. And those things which I've talked about before are how the club feels, how far it's going, and how close it's ending to your intended target with the intended ball flight. That's all you got to worry about in a fitting. Now, you're going to look for different parameters, but in general, that's pretty much what it comes down to. But as far as me as a builder, what I want to make sure is the clubs that I'm building for you are as consistent as possible. Now, how this translates from the fitting is, let's say you are getting fit for a set of irons and you're hitting a 6-iron with a very specific golf shaft. You settled on a swing weight and you settled on a length. So you can take that golf club that you were fit with, check it on a frequency machine, and from there say, okay, the 6-iron CPM's at X. Now, when I go to build it, I'm going to take all those parameters into account. I'm going to put it on my machine, and I'm going to use the 6-iron as the starting point for the rest of the set and build from there accordingly to make sure that it matches within the set. So when you take them, you can say, wow, that feels just like the club I was hitting in my fitting, which is the whole point of custom club building in the first place, is to make sure what you're fit for is what you take to the golf course. If I get measured for a suit and I get my suit and it doesn't measure the way I was done in the fitting, it's useless. Doesn't matter how good the fitting was if the build doesn't fit me. So that's why we use tools like this to make sure what you're hitting in the fitting, or in my case, when I build my set of golf clubs, I kind of know what I'm going to be using, so I want to just fine-tune what I want as my set from the parameters of my build. So my length, my swing weight, and all those other factors. Really appreciate the question. This is a great question. It's a really common question when it comes to club building and what this machine is used for, because a lot of times it sits there and people don't see what it does. That's what it does. That's what I use it for. I appreciate the questions. If you have more questions like this when it comes to technology, fitting, or club building, please ask. I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks so much for watching.